that's just arrived from Japan this year, and this is more a classic sort of bonsai subject with the twisting shari and live rain around the trunk. In the past, a lot of people tended to think that trees coming from Japan were like finished trees. Sometimes people think with bonsai, if you don't grow it from seed or from a cutting or something, it's cheating. But when you buy a tree that's come from Japan, it just means that you're buying time. Somebody in Japan's already put so many years into it, so now you've got a better starting point. So when you buy a tree, maybe the more you pay for a tree, you're actually buying time as much as anything. It's just saving you time in terms of having to grow the tree yourself. But the most important thing you need to do with any material you start on is you take a photograph. That's your starting point. So if you're starting with a stick, if you're starting with one of your Iqbal's Junipers, if you're starting with this tree, you photograph it, that's your starting point. So sometimes my students tend to take photographs for different reasons. They tend to take it for litigation. So I thought I was being conscientious, taking photographs of the trees all the time. But then they tell me it's for litigation, so that when it dies, they can go to court and say it was all right till he touched it. But sometimes if you came to a class, somebody will walk in with a tree, and if it's a maple, it might have the most perfect triangle on it, and you would look at it and think, I bet this tree came from Japan, this looks like an imported tree. But then when he gets the photographs out, he shows you when it was just a stick with a couple of twigs on it, and then he can show you the photographs all through the stages as he's grown it and developed it and created the branch structure and then the twigs. So you need to take photographs because trust me, you will forget. You will forget what you started with, you will forget what the tree looked like. And it's good when friends come round and they see the tree and they're admiring it and you say, well, this is what I started with, you know, this is what I've done. But when you've had a tree a long time and it changes, it's good to be able to see these changes. The other thing is when you start buying more substantial or more expensive trees, it becomes harder to cut the branches off. Because suddenly branches become more expensive as well, and so it's always a bit scary. We once had a repotting weekend, and this lady needed some help. She'd obviously never repotted a tree before, so I stepped in and helped her, and I got the tree out of the pot, putting all the roots off, and she said, do you know, she said, I wouldn't have dared cut all the roots off. I said, well, I want if it were, I was from my own tree, but I said, it's yours. I said, I don't care. And just for a minute, she didn't know whether I was being serious or not. But the students always joke that the trees go back in the car a lot easier when they're going home than what they do when they bring them to the nursery. They always say if you're going to buy a new tree from him, buy it by weight, because by the time he's finished pruning it and trimming it, it'll be a lot lighter. So this tree has got a nice movement in the trunk and the shadow and everything. It's quite tall and thin, but it's now too bushy, too big. He's in really good condition. To say he's just come from Japan and he's been in quarantine. You can see how bright and green he is. Really looking good. So this tree again would be ready for some styling work, some cleaning out and some wiring. Some people only read the books and would maybe be tempted to cut this branch off because they would say this branch is too low maybe. But for me me, I think the branch one's lightning, it is a bit too heavy. But this is what we probably call a character branch. It gives the trees character, its individuality. So we could shape this branch, lighten it, so it's just a nice compact area of cloud of foliage, like you see on some of the trees in the exhibition. This is certainly coming too far out, so this could be too heavy for the tree, unless we could really bend it in and bring it nearer to the trunk. But I might be tempted to lose this one. And then these again would want wiring down because this tree has a thin trunk. This triangle is too big, the foliage needs to be much closer to the trunk, it needs to be a taller tree. So again, there will be some thinning out, this branch will probably go. These would probably wired and pulled down, and we can make just a nice small triangle on the top of the tree. And then these branches will be wired and pulled in. The bark would all be cleaned up, all this flaky bark will be removed. When you get this bark on a juniper, we remove it for two reasons. One is that we get to that rich brown colour underneath. So when you see trees in the exhibition, it's that contrast between the rich brown, the white of the shari and the green of the foliage that gives that image. But also you can get insects hiding under the bark over the winter. So it's good to remove the bark for cosmetic reasons and for health reasons. So this again is a good starting point, even though it's just come from Japan. There's a lot you can do with this tree to improve it. But this wants to be a much more compact foliage area around the trunk, but I'll still tend to keep that branch lower down. I suppose being a Yorkshireman as well, some people would be tempted to air layer the top of the tree, so maybe if you could put an air layer on here, air layer on the top, and then make this another tree just with this small branch at the bottom. So you can get two trees for the price of one. But that would seem a bit drastic. It's another way of creating your own material. This was an air layer we took off a Blow's Juniper, complete with its own shari as well. And so this is now rooted in here and growing quite strong. So junipers will air layer quite readily as well. We've tried, on the Academy album, we tried experimenting with two methods of taking air layer. One is where you do a tourniquet, where you twist some wire on really tight and bind into it. But the more traditional way is where you do a complete ring bark. So you strip the bark off all the way around, roughly the same thickness as what the diameter of the trunk is at that point. Then you put some rooting hormone on, then a bag of sphagnum moss, and wrap it in polythene and keep it moist. And junipers, you can get them off within the same season. Deciduous trees are even better. Maples, you can generally get them off in the same season. So again, taking an air layer is another way of creating material for you to work with. And also, if you take a lot of air layers off the same plant, it gives you good material for creating a forest planting, root planting. So again, this is all sort of quicker ways than starting out with the seeds. The other way the popular way of getting good material these days now is Yamadori material, collected trees from the wild. You see a lot in here today, both on the sales stands and in the shows. I mean, the big attraction with the Yamadori material is the fact that it's already maybe 50 or 100 years old and it's been dwarfed naturally by nature, and tends to give you much more character. So we get junipers coming into this country now from Mr. Sabina juniper. So this one's come from Spain. So we get this type of material coming into this country, into Europe from Spain and Italy. So straight away you see the character in the tree, the natural shari, the live vein. You see the way this live vein and everything twists here. It's just hard to get your head around what conditions these trees must be growing in the wild to create all this its contortion and everything, and still come through it. I think what often happens is, especially trees growing high up the mountains, they're going upwards and then they get avalanches of snow which come down and flatten everything. So things are sort of squashed and grown together, and they survive under the snow, and then they grow up again, and then they're battered again. And then as branches die because of the weather, so when a branch dies, the root that feeding it often dies, so that's why you get a trail down the trunk. The roots that were feeding that branch have died as well, so this gives you a natural sharding. And you finish up with material that looks like it's 100 years old, I think, but it's still only so big, which makes it ideal bonsai material. So often with a lot of Yamadori material, you get the trunk, all you need to do is put a small green triangle on it, and you have something that is really pleasing. When we get the Sabinas from Spain, if we get any from Spain, in the first spring after we've had them, we like to get them out of the soil that they're in and put them into, this is 50% macadam and 50% pumice, so this is a good free draining soil. Sometimes I find in the soil they come over in, they tend to be very wet, and it's hard to master the water in them. So we try and get them into this soil, and then we give them a season to grow in this. So this was done at the beginning of this year. So over this winter we could start to do the first styling on this tree. It's recovered well from the repotting, it's got some nice growth out, and we could start to make an initial branch selection and wiring. But Yamadori material is becoming more popular. Well, it's been popular for many years now, but it always tends to be more expensive. But you're going to find the best Yamadori material is never going to leave Spain and Italy. So we are really going to be getting the material that they don't want. But the other thing I would say too is that a lot of people think Yamadori is like a magical word. They just assume maybe that if it's Yamadori, it must be good. It's expensive, so it must be good. But it's like everything else. Nursery material from Japan, Yamadori material. There are good trees and bad trees. Some are better than others. So it's a case of being discerning and look at what you're buying and look at what you're paying for it. But don't just assume that because it's Yamadori, it must be good. I've sometimes seen people coming out of shows carrying a tree. You can see it was an old tree, and I've looked at it as I've gone past, and I've just thought, whoa, how are they ever going to make a bonsai out of it? Because sometimes with Yamadori material, you get this nice trunk, and then you get a long straight bit, and then the foliage is here. And trying to get that foliage back in the wood can be horrendous. It can take a long time. Sometimes when people collect Yamadori trees, they're in massive pots like this, or big trays, and you buy it, and then the day's got to come and you've got to get it from this into this, and this is again another big risk, a big problem. So just be careful, just think of what you're buying, what you're doing.
And now for the afterthought. I refuse to believe that my road worker father was stealing from the job, until I got home and all the signs were there. You dig?